and welcome to the Geek Den. Today we're going to be having a look at issue 3 and 4 of the Build Your Own X-Wing. This is the end of the trial run. As you can see, this is issue 3. Right here, we're doing them together today. Would have normally done them separate, but there we go. Also in there was this about subscribing. So these are the free gifts right here. Just open that up, have a little look, and they have the stand there just like they did with the Falcon, but I don't believe it was £1 extra. I do believe it was one of the free gifts. That was in issue 3. Let me just show you the front. We'll go through the magazine in just a sec. And the back. Issue 4 is here. So we sort of know it's going to be the last one because they only put issue 4 on the back. As you can see right here, this is only issue 4. And in it we have this letter. I'm not going to read it out, but basically it says they've suspended publication for the foreseeable future, and all I've got to do is fill out these details, post it back to them, and I'll get issue 5 for free, plus the rest of the first 4 issues for free. But that's what came in that issue, and there are the parts. So without further ado, let's have a little look. So this is, let me just all these parts and bits out the way. Okay, let's have a quick look at the parts. So these are the parts that we get for it. As you can see, we have for our free screwdriver, some screws, engine, more of the R2 bits just here. So let's just have a little look at the box. Another insert for the premium subscription there. Making filming miniatures. So this is quite interesting if you like all the movie stuff and stuff. Here we have the process of moulding and stuff like that. Then we have the Starfighter Aces. So we've got Poe here from the latest film. There's BB-8. X-Wing flight controls here. So, and here is the assembly. It looks like here we have the construction of the right leg for R2 from the previous issue, and more bits for the R2 there. And then we have that were all part of the previous issues. And we will get on to building that in just a second. Let's have a look at issue 4. In issue 4 we get the last bit for the R2 here. Battery box, some more screws, some see-through strip here, obviously for the lighting. But that is what we get. Let's have a little look at issue 4. So filming the X-Wing action sequence. So this is the filming miniature, which I do believe it's closely resemblance on, or actually is, how big ours will be. Obviously we've got the blue screen here, some more bits there looking. This is part 2, that was part 1 I should say, for Poe. There's a lot here from Force Awakens and stuff like that. And then we've got the droids that go with the X-Wings and how they all fit in. Then we complete, this looks like the completion of the cockpit here, and obviously the completion of the R2 unit just here. And we also have the completion of the laser cannon here, which should light up as well because we have the battery box. And obviously that is it for the trial run for Build Your Own X-Wing. So let's open these up and get a good look. Hello and welcome back. Now, finished all the parts. Let me just show you R2. This is the completed R2. Now, I did test him, and let me just do that now. I did test him, and he does light up, but since pushing this little connector that goes into his feet like this, they've actually pushed the little connectors. I don't know if you can see, but they're the little silver connectors you get going just in his feet here. Mine have slipped. I don't know if you could pick it up, but they've slipped in there since pushing this on. But it does light up. It does work. It lights up very red. The light is just between the body and the head here, and the head lights up massively bright, very red, and you do get a lot of light leakage from the head and the body, but I think it's cool just like this. The head's very twisty, as you can see. There's a bit of a detail on it. Hardly any detail on the back, and there's the front. So that was that. Also the screwdriver, not a very good screwdriver. It was rubbish. I had to use a Back to the Future screwdriver because this one was not strong enough. It kept turning the screw, like it didn't turn the screw, it was just turning on the top, like it didn't fit it properly. So, but that was poor. Obviously we've got the little power pack, and I'll show you that working in just a sec. The canopy is built. This is it. It's die cast, so it's fairly heavy, as you can hear. The canopy we got in I think it was issue 2 or 1, but that would sit on like this when it's built. I know that it will have a lot of lights in here for the cockpit and that, but that is what we're left with. Let's see if I can zoom up on the screws here, and you can see that these sort of clip in at the side and they just screw in here, and there's the ones on the inside. So that is that. Also as well, we have this, which is one of the lasers. Now, as you can see, it's fairly big, and it sort of gives you a bit of a scale of how big this is going to be. Now, in scale of this, now if I put this down here, so the ship itself is going to be much longer, so over here somewhere, and the front, basically the front of it will be about that far forward of the laser. Hang on, about that far forward from the laser, and with the back you'll have the engines and stuff, so that will sit that far back. Yeah, there's a lot of detailing on this. I do like it's been sort of weathered and exhaust blacking on here. It's been sort of spray painted. I'll just as you can see, it's picking up quite nicely there, and here it's got like a speckly sort of weathered effect. Here the little light thing that we fitted in the gold fits in here, and this is the front end. And if I just turn it on, hang on a sec, let's focus, there we are. We're actually going to stick it on. And there it is. Oh. There we go. As you can see, I'm just going to turn the light off and show you how sort of bright that is. As you can see on my hand, it's quite a good pointer. I mean, you could use it to point at stuff. The cat comes in quite amusing with this. But there we go, there's the, and as you can see, so it's quite bright. Obviously you get a lot of light leakage from the from it here. And if we go further up, you can see even more light leakage from the gaps here. Now this is pushed on fairly tight. You have to push it on to connect these bits here, but as you can see there is a bit of light leakage. I kind of like the little light leakage here, but this is supposed to be sort of like a laser. You don't want the laser coming out now. Let me turn the light back on and show you a bit more of detail on this. Now when, let me just turn it off. There we go. There's not too much detail, but these bits here connect into it, so that you can't push this on any further. But obviously that will sit on the outside. So this is going to be a bottom left, I would say. And obviously there's 4 of these, so just focus again. Right, okay, so and that's really it. It's taken us a couple of months to get to this point. I would have thought they would send about the issues a bit sooner. I'm just going to show you the issues as well, and that they've changed quite a bit. Now firstly, the first 2 we got, now the only reason I say they must be very, very close to releasing this, probably the end of this year. Well, one of the reasons why I say that is because this is the first issue 1 and issue 2 that we got. So this is issue 1. Do you notice anything? There's no price. There's also no barcode, and these are like on a gloss, as you can see it shining here. The same with issue 2 here. No, once again, no price, and no barcode. Also again on this like gloss, we get to issue 3 and we actually have a price here, as you can see. Also it's a matte and not a gloss. Also we have a barcode on the back, and it's the same with issue 4 as well. We have the price there and the barcode. So this means that, to me, this means that they must be going fairly soon into production. The magazine quality has changed, barcodes have appeared, so has the pricing as well. But yeah, I'm still on the fence with this. It comes down mainly for me with space. I've got the Millennium Falcon, and I've got a lot of other projects coming up and going on. I would prefer this one to start after the R2 build. I think taking on too much would be too great, so I'm hoping that this starts after the R2, but I have a distinct feeling that it may be early this late this year, so December time, early next. Yeah, and they've got a lot, like DxD, they've got a load of other things coming out as well. I'm just going to show you a sneak peek of one that's coming out. There you go, there's a Thunderbird, there's a trial run that I'll be doing. So click on our subscribe, and then you'll be able to catch that video if you want, if you're interested into the Thunderbirds. But that one I definitely will be doing. But this one I'm not too sure. I'm sorry if you can hear, that's my dog's barking. But yeah, and that is it for the X-Wing build. There's some good bits with the X-Wing build, obviously, noticeably that, but also the blueprints that we got as well. But yeah, that is it. Like I said, I don't know whether I'm going to be collecting this yet. I may do, I may not do. There is a link in the description section of this video, which has a link to our Facebook page. If things change and we say we're not doing it or we are doing it, it will be posted on there first, and then obviously subsequent videos will end up here on YouTube. But that's it for this build. I hope you've enjoyed the sneak peek of the Build Your Own X-Wing, and hopefully you've clicked subscribe so you can watch all of our other videos that we do and all the other stuff that we collect. And we'll hope to see you at our next video.